Welcome to the Game Changers family. I talk to the game changers, the ones who the game was changed on, yet they triumph. It's Game Changers with me, Lisa Faulkner. I'm your host. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner. I am so excited that you have chosen to join us on this new platform here on Preach the Word Network. We are going to continue just to bring you the best of Game Changers, and we have one with us today, Mr. John Mcclung, and we're going to dive right in with him. But I'm just going to do a little housekeeping before we do, because I want you to know that Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner continues on the platform that you've grown to know and love us on radio and podcasts. You can continue to get the show on WAEC Love 860 on Saturdays at 6 p.m. And the podcasts continue on iHeart and iTunes and Spotify and Google Play. Continue to get it on demand anytime, any way you want on all of those platforms. So you never have to miss a show any way you want, anytime you want. But I want you to get the show right here on Preach the Word, right here as you're tuned in right now. So I want to dive into the show. But before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about this gentleman. He is a testimony. We all have testimonies, but this gentleman has said that he calls himself a testimony. We all have testimonies, but it appears he's chosen to be a living testimony. Mr. John Mcclung is the founder and CEO of I Am a Testimony. Mr. John Mcclung is the elder son of the late John E. Mcclung Sr., former pastor of Living Word Missionary Baptist Church in Long Beach, California. He is a graduate of the University of Phoenix with a Master in Business Administration, a Bachelor of Science in Business, and a Bachelor of Arts in Business. He's been busy. He is a life messenger and an inspirational speaker, as well as a member of Black Belt Speakers. He is the author of the best-selling book, I Am a Testimony, Inside the Relationship and Mind of a PK. Also the collaborative author of the Amazon bestsellers, Reclaim the Fame, Live Your Best Life in the Power of Collaboration. I believe that is enough to get us right into the show. And for me to say he is in the right place, for me to say welcome to Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner, Mr. John Mcclung. Wow.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey, it's my pleasure to be here on Preach the Word Network, but it's my pleasure to be part of Game Changers.
Well, welcome
you,
to the family. Welcome to the Game Changers family.
It's a pleasure to be here.
My sincere pleasure to have you. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule. And I see you're wearing your brand.
Oh, listen, I am my brand. I
love it. I said this gentleman has chosen to call himself a testimony. Mm-hmm. I am a testimony. We're going to get into that. But I want to hear more about this messenger, this life messenger. I think the two maybe collide. They go together. What does that mean? I am a life messenger.
You know, a lot of times, especially for me, I grew up as a PK, which is a preacher's kid. So a lot of times we talk about information that comes to you from the standpoint of people maybe being inspirational or motivational. But the one thing that I've always learned is to have a message. So being a life messenger is what I live. You know, being able to bring information from a standpoint of making it simplistic enough that individuals understand that the message is for them.
That's so good. How do you do that? You just pick up on people's vibes, or you carry this stuff around with you based on your own experiences? How do you do that, John?
That's a great question. And one of the things for me from an experience standpoint is watching my father as I grew up. I got a chance to be a part of a lot of stories and see a lot of individuals go through some amazing things in their life. And then at the same time, as I grew up, people began to ask me and want me to counsel and consult and, you know, from a spiritual standpoint. So there's a lot of information that I've been able to gather, but, you know, as I got older, because one of the things I do, I did at one time consider myself a prodigal son. So I had a part of the life too, as far as the world, but to be able to sit and talk with individuals and be able to give them something that can actually impact, change, and add value to their life from a spiritual standpoint is one of the things that I take great pride in doing.
That's excellent. Now, you seems like you've come out on the right side of the tracks after being a PK son.
Oh, absolutely.
It didn't bruise and batter you too much, because I think that PKs, or they kind of get the bad rep just because their fathers or their mothers have to give so much of themselves
Absolutely.
to the world. But it sounds like your experience was positive. Tell us about being a PK.
Yeah, actually, it's a extreme challenge because you have what I consider, in some cases, the best of both worlds, especially if you've been someone who has had a kind of a taste of it, but have kept your balance. And that, for me, was what grounded me, faith and knowing that my upbringing in and around the church allowed me not to go too wild, actually, so to have, the type of life in the ministry and being around it, it can be extremely difficult at times because you always have eyes on you. You always are one who can only do so many things because it comes back around, so, and you don't want to, have a situation where you create bad names. And we've seen that, we've seen individuals who never came back from the world. So, I think for me, that was one of the benefits of not losing, that part of my life.
That's really good. Well, tell us about your time in corporate America. It seems like we all get here in life where we're able to contribute or give back to others or share or have a platform of our own by having gone that way of corporate America and really coming to understand or glean from that time in life, that career path in life. But tell us about your time in corporate America.
Wow, I started in corporate America in the mid-'80s, so I can't tell my age, but, it gave me an opportunity to see what to do and what not to do, what type of organizations to be a part of, and the kind to create. And so I've been in Fortune 500 organizations. One of the things for me is I love customer service. I've been around it for over 30 years, and as well as leadership. And so I have an opportunity within corporate America in some aspects, especially for small and medium-sized companies, to do leadership training and customer service training. And, to be in the 9 to 5 is an extreme challenge when you have a purpose on your life, because you get caught in which way do you want to go. And so for probably the first 30 years of that, that's, was part of my life. And sometimes it still is, depending on, what I do in it. But the one thing I knew for sure was that was just the platform to get me to what I'm actually purposed to do.
Excellent. Is it a dying art, customer service? I mean, do you see that it still exists? Of course, we've got that model that if it's CFA, everyone uses. I don't want to say the brand name here on air. We were talking about product displacement before we started.
Yeah.
But anyway, what do you think about customer service?
Customer service is a lost art, and the reason it is because there's the training aspect of people to people interaction has changed. Technology has changed a lot of that, and not only that. You have a youth movement that really doesn't have the interaction as face-to-face and conflict resolution and customer service. So you have those who have been in and around it, or I would say the seasoned individuals who grew up with it versus the individuals who really don't do it now. And so to be able to train in that, it's a challenging buy-in, but it is the only way that a company can really grow, is to be able to know how to interact from a face-to-face standpoint and be able to provide service, because without customer service, you get no sales.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Or you definitely don't get any repeat sales.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the worst, it's funny, they always say that if you have a great experience, you only may get 1 or 2 people that find out. But if you have a bad experience, you get 10 to 20 that find out. And so, to be able to eliminate bad experiences through customer service is a great benefit for any organization.
What are some of those gratifying lessons or life lessons that you bring to the table or to your audiences now, John?
The life lessons is, there's 3 to 6 things that a lot of individuals should recognize over the course of a time frame, especially if you are looking to be successful in the area of whatever your goal or what you're trying to achieve. And the first three things are to make sure you have a desire, decide to do the desire, and then deliver on the desire. If you do those three things, whether it's your natural life or your spiritual life, those will allow you to move forward, because most people don't really recognize that whatever's tugging at them, whatever they consider is passionate, that's the desire. And some people will just let it just be that, just sit there. It could be the burning fire in their body, but they don't move on it. They never decide to do it, and so once you decide and, commit yourself to it, then delivering is really the thing that matters most. People, if you're a singer and you just write, but you never sing, you haven't delivered, so, and then the other three things is I call them my God's CIA, your character, your integrity, and your attitude. If you can, those three things get tested every day, and individuals who can overcome and work through your character being damaged or your integrity being tested or your attitude having to adjust every day, then you can pretty much work in any environment, and you can actually be an example in any environment because you are certainly going to be tested in those areas. Yeah. So those are some of the things over the course of time frame that not only do I teach and train, but those are things that I see on a consistent basis that we have difficult times in actually following up on those things.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are tweetable, y'all. Y'all get those out. Those are good. Those are tweetable. I like that. That's good. Well, tell us. Well, I think that's a good point for us to stop down for a really quick break.
Absolutely.
Are you going to stay with us through the break?
Oh, I'm hanging with you. I'm hanging.
Excellent. We're going to come back, and then I want to hear more about I Am a Testimony.
Oh, I'm looking forward to talking about
how this came to be, where people can find out more about it, and all of that good stuff.
Absolutely.
We will be right back, guys. Stay with us. Do you need someone with solid, expert communications experience to write your copy or your next press release? Then you need PennStar Communications. Let PennStar communicate your greatest potential with clear copy written for your business and marketing needs. Whether it's your next event or next campaign, PennStar Communications can write that for you. Visit pennstar.org or call 404-828-0287 today.
They're not published anywhere. SmartFair specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, SmartFairs can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call SmartFares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 800-477-0945. That's 800-477-0945. 800-477-0945.
Introducing Wonder Bible, the incredible Bible that speaks.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Simply turn on your Wonder Bible, and a pleasant voice reads the book to you.
So then faith cometh by hearing.
Listen to the letters, gospels, psalms, and more.
I can do all things through Christ.
Own your Wonder Bible for only $39.99. Comes with a charging cable and built-in earphone jack. Free. Wonder Bible features 10 free preloaded meditation music tracks. There's more. For our best offer yet, you can double your offer. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship it to you free. 100% risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Order now.
To order the Wonder Bible for $39.99 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-958-7004 or order online at wonderbible.com.
And we are back with John Mcclung. He is an author. He is a speaker. He is a, what do we call you? Your brand. Your now that's where we're going now. Do we call you a retailer? The I am a testimony. What does that make you? A
You know.
manufacturer? What does that make you?
Well, some people would say it's in fashion, but I call it being a brand messenger.
A brand messenger. I like that.
Yeah.
Tell us about the I am a testimony brand.
I can certainly do that with pleasure. I actually got the vision in 2009. Went through a very challenging time. And I think a lot of individuals can identify with challenging times. And during the course of that time, and I'll say my challenging time was a really tough divorce. And one of the things that I had fortunate enough to do was be asked to be a co-host. Go figure, on a show. And so one of the things that I would do at the end, I would always say, I am a testimony. And one great day, it was laid in my spirit to actually start the apparel line with I Am a Testimony. And I knew it was right because I went online, you know how you go and get your ID and everything, and there was everything else as far as names taken with testimony except for I am a testimony.
Oh,
it was
there
like
you go.
So it was a perfect fit. Actually started the company in 2011, and your testimony is a lifestyle. Now not only can you wear it, you can share it. And I even was reading, I read the Bible through every year, and I'm reading in John 3, and the 33rd verse came up, and my favorite number is 3. So John 3:33 says, "He that hath received his testimony has set to his seal that God is true," which means your testimony is stamped and approved by God. So that is the foundation for which my business is built on. And it is very true. I mean, everyone has an opportunity to talk about something that they've gone through in their life, which is really their testimony, in both natural and spiritual. And it has an opportunity to save somebody's life.
Excellent.
Because you never know what your story will do to somebody when they hear it. And that's what I Am a Testimony is about.
Wow, that's beautiful. And where can people get it? Online or?
Yeah, actually, it's I have website, iamatestimonyclothing.com. It has a combination of some of the things that I do, but it has some of the apparel on there. One of the things that I did not want to have happen was I have over 50 designs, and I did not want to lose the message in the apparel. So I made it as simple as possible.
As simple as possible.
Absolutely. And I've done some great things with it. I have some interesting things coming. I just designed a purse. So I have a ladies' I Am a Testimony handbag, one of the first probably spiritual purses as far as a brand that's out there. And so I'm building that and a few other things.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, you brought it up. You said you had just come through, and I'm going there
go.
It sounds like there may be a testimony in it. You had just come through a very difficult time in 2009, a divorce. But it sounds like you are a person who has the wherewithal to kind of overcome situations like that may bring you to a point of divorce or something. Because for me, I'm thinking, never been married, so I'm probably talking out of school. But I'm thinking that divorces and breakups and things of that nature occur because someone doesn't relent. Someone doesn't give in. Pride is in the way. But you sound like someone who can find themselves around situations like that. But you found yourself in the middle of a divorce. But now I'm sure you're on the other side with a testimony.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you say that is the reason, or what is the advice you give to others now to not find themselves in a situation like that?
That's a great question and analogy. But here's the thing that I found during the course of going through the process. There will be a moment that you will find yourself where your purpose will come up, and you will also have the connection of having your gift go along with it. And you can be in a relationship where they don't connect. See, a lot of times we think unequally yoke is all about somebody being a non-believer or a believer. But really, it's about whether or not an individual can handle a purpose. Or are you in the wrong position? So I have this theory that, and I'm writing a book on it called Are You in the Right Garden? Because basically, you can be in a relationship and it could be the wrong garden. It could be the individual that doesn't know how to farm. They might be just a gardener or a hunter, but you need to be with a farmer which understands everything it needs to be when it comes to planting a seed, fertilizing, watering, and then reaping the harvest. And that's something that you do on a consistent basis. But if you got a hunter in your life, you might be with somebody you've been with for a long time, but all they do is come on the land and destroy it.
Wow.
And so, and that works on both sides, both male and female. So once I realized that, God's purpose is really about having someone being sent and gifted to you versus you going out and finding somebody. If you, from a biblical standpoint, and everything I look at is from a spiritual standpoint, but if you look at every individual who did something great, they never looked for a woman. They were always either sent or gifted to them, including Adam. So, a lot of times we go and look for people in our life and we find the wrong individual because that's not what we were supposed to do. And that's what I learned over the course of time. So I'm at a place in life now where I understand that my purpose is so strong, in the gifts that I have that I've been given, that you got to have the right person sent or gifted to you to be able to handle it.
That's good. I don't know. That's right up there with my response. We'll have to take that one offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, what are some of the processes and solutions that have brought you success in life that you would share with others? You gave us some great tweetable quotes before the break that people can take along with them in their back pocket.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What are some real practical processes and solutions that have really brought you success in life? How to walk it out.
How to walk it out. My father was a great teacher, and one of the things that I've learned to do, and one of my gifts is being an acrostic individual. And then what is that acronym? So I use words, and while I was coming here, I was thinking, I know she's going to ask me a question, and I'm going to use the word game. And so, when you look at, let's look at the word game, G-A-M-E. One, you got to grow. You got to adapt. You always have to have a right mindset, and you got to educate yourself. And if you do those 4 things, you can be a game changer. Because if you stop growing, it is what it is. Your growth in life is extremely important, and that will allow you to learn and adjust and get things for yourself that will move you forward toward your success. If you don't adapt, then you are going to be an individual that is stuck, that is in a standstill situation, and you're going to be complacent. You're never going to be able to move in the direction for your life if you don't know how to adapt and adjust in those things. Mindset, man, and we all talk about that. What is your mindset? You are today where your mind has brought you. You will be tomorrow where your mind will take you. And so your mindset is really one of the things that is first and foremost, even spiritually. Let this mind be in you, which is in Christ Jesus. So that means you got to lose your mind to get the right mind, and then educate yourself.
I love
on
it.
A consistent basis,
On a consistent basis.
Educate yourself, and you will truly be a game changer.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
You can use that one now.
Yeah, I can use that. Well, that sounds like one of your spiritual message moments.
It is. That's good. That's good.
I did check those out. Good. Those are pretty popular, or you've done tons of them, I would imagine.
I have. I've done over 70 of them. I've done one a week over the last year and a half. And that is my baby. That was my assignment before I think I moved into the purpose God has for me, and I had to do those things. Yeah.
Well, as we wind down here today, what do you want to share with the listening audience? What's on your heart? I've asked you a ton of questions, but what did you bring on your heart today that you want to share with the listening audience?
A lot of people do not move because of mistakes in their life. And so one of the things that I've always said, the lessons you learn from the mistakes in your life are not what's valuable. What's valuable are the experiences that you use from the lessons and mistakes that you made. And so in order for individuals to really go from a dark place into an area in which they can blossom or prosper, they actually have to move out of the dark. Every great individual has had those moments of a dark location, but it's the only place that you and God are to where you can actually find out what it is you're supposed to do. So if you take advantage of that, it will give you an opportunity to move where you are supposed to go. And I would say for anybody, don't stay in the dark longer than you're supposed to. Because you're getting your message, but you have to pay attention to it.
Yes.
And once you get that message, step out the dark and go in the light. Because you are, individuals in their lives, they are light. People, we always say there's light at the end of the tunnel. I believe, because I am light, when I walk in the tunnel, I light the tunnel.
Excellent.
So, those are things that I think, people should always look into themselves first, because they are a seed planted in an area that they're supposed to grow. And so the more you grow, the more individuals get an opportunity to grow with you, because anything that grows, it feeds others. And so it's time for us to feed others.
I love it. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did today. You heard from Mr. John Mcclung. He is a man of many messages, many talents, much information. Tell the listening audience where they can find you.
Absolutely. I am, of course, on I shouldn't say every, but Facebook is under John Mcclung Jr. My Instagram is I Am a Testimony. My Twitter is Testimony I Am in reverse. And then I also have a group page called Friends of I Am a Testimony.
Excellent. Thank you again so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner. I know you enjoyed John Mcclung as much as I did. If you know of a great game changer, please send them our way. You can send them to Game Changers Booking at penstar.org, Game Changers Booking at penstar.org. Please keep watching the show right here on Preach the Word. As you connect with him, you can also connect with me on social media. That's Lisa M. Faulkner on Facebook. That's at Penstar Lisa on Twitter, at Penstar Lisa on Instagram, at Penstar Lisa on Pinterest as well. So all of the connections, love to hear from you, and I love to connect with you. Keep following the show, not just here, but you can listen on radio on WAEC Love 860 on Saturdays at 6 p.m. And remember to listen to the podcast anyway, anytime you want on iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, YouTube. Any way you want to get the show, you can get it. That's Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner. Love it when you listen. Love it when you stay connected. And just really appreciate all of your encouragement and support. So until we get ready to see you again right here on Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner, you know what I say. Do your very best, and I will be right back with you at this time next week. Thank you for watching. Do you need someone with solid, expert communications experience to write your copy or your next press release? Then you need Penstar Communications. Let Penstar communicate your greatest potential with clear copy written for your business and marketing needs. Whether it's your next event or next campaign, Penstar Communications can write that for you. Visit penstar.org or call 404-828-0287 today.